you can share a folder with other teachers. You could do this with students too, but you've got to add in a bunch of names. But I wanted to make sure that you know how to use this and how to access the folder later. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my email. I'm going to prep my email so that I can go ahead and have a couple of shortcuts so I don't even have to click on this. But in the upper left-hand corner is what we call the app tray or the waffle. Now at this point, once I have this, I have my list of things that are available to me within OneDrive or within Outlook. I can go ahead and hover over each of the items, and you see these three dots. If I click on that, I have the option to pin to Navbar, and I'm going to do that. And now you'll notice over here on the right side, I've got a shortcut to OneDrive, so I don't even have to use the waffle later on. Now I can also do that with my mail, which I like to do. And I also like to do my calendar. You don't have to, but that is one option that you have if you want to. And later on, if you want to take those off, you just right-click on them and say unpin. But now anytime I'm in any of these programs, I can just click up here and toggle back and forth between each one. So the next thing I'm going to do now that I have mine saved up here, or I would go back to the waffle, either way, I'm going to click on OneDrive. And if a folder was shared with me, so if somebody else has created a folder and they told you that it's been shared with you, then I would click over here on Shared with Me. And as an example, I have a folder down here that's been shared with me. We're going to go ahead and look here at this example that's shared with John, and it was shared with me from Susan Patterson. So Susan Patterson was the original creator of this folder, and she gave me access to it by sharing with me. So at that point, I would click on the folder name, and you'll see the contents in here that I have. So here are two documents that she shared with me. I could click on the document name and it would open up online. And at this point, if I don't like working in the online program, which I can come right over here to where it says Edit Workbook. I click on that, and if I say Edit in Excel Online, I'll edit it right here in this web page. Or if I do Edit in Excel and say Launch the Application, and then say Edit Workbook. At this point again, I just go back to Share. I can now work with this folder, this document, anywhere I need it to. For example, I can go through here and I create it, make changes. The nice thing is when I go back here to File, Save, back to Shared with Me, at that point, whatever changes I made are now saved back to the cloud version of the OneDrive folder also. And I can close this. I don't want to do a File Save As on that one because then it would create a new document, and I don't want a new document at that point. So that's how I would get into the document when I needed to. Now if I go back to the folder, I just click and go back to the waffle, left click on OneDrive, or when I open that document, it opened in a new tab. So I can go back up here to the original tab if I wanted to also. And I go back into the folder. Now at this point, if I wanted to, I could make a shortcut. And all I want to do is where I can see my desktop. The easiest way I think to make a shortcut. Some of you like to right click and things like that. I like to just grab the little lock here that's next to the web address. I drag it over to my desktop wherever I want it. I let go, and now that's there. So if you have a shared, all science teachers share a folder, they just go right back in there. They can save that shortcut and they can run with it. So now you know how to find and access and use a folder that somebody else has created, and they've shared it with you through that Shared with Me feature. Now if you just come into OneDrive and stay within the Files section here, you can create a new folder. And when you do that, you give it a name and say Create. It'll bring you back to OneDrive. You can go and find the folder that you wanted. You can open up the folder. Or if you want to share it, all you have to do is come right over here and click on this lock icon. Say Invite People, and start typing people's names in. As I start to type in a name, I get it to pop up here. I click on it, and I tell them if I want to have edit or view only access. I can type in some sample text here. This will send an email to people with a link on how to access this folder directly from their email also. So you have the option there to include any other information you might need to do. And you can put multiple people on the list. I just start typing the next name, click on them. So again, if I create the folder, it's going to be living here under Files. If it's shared with me, it's going to live under Shared with Me. Hope that comes in handy.